Breaking news. Green energy product revolutionizes electricity bills and environmental impact. Are we being ripped off by energy companies? Or is there a fault somewhere in our electrics? Many of us have found ourselves trapped in an endless loop of apathy and frustration when it comes to our electricity bills. Electricity costs are soaring, making it an expensive way to heat our homes, and we often wonder if there's a better, cheaper, and greener alternative. Well, you're not alone. Thanks to little pudgy Professor Toby Ryan. His latest discovery is the solution you've been looking for. Meet the revolutionary green energy product that's changing the game for countless households, getting rid of from the traditional limitations of energy sources, such as wind turbines, solar panels, along with DIY energy programs that have proven expensive and ineffective in meeting your needs and expectations. Picture a future where you no longer rely on outdated, underperforming alternatives, but instead embrace a cutting-edge, sustainable energy solution that revolutionizes the way you power your life forever. Not only by slashing your monthly power bill by 70%, 80%, or even 100%, but also generating excess power or even revenue through buyback programs by putting extra energy back to the grid. This simple yet smart invention manages to keep thousands of dollars in your bank account and cut the hands of electricity companies off your pockets. Say goodbye to those jaw-dropping bills and terrible experiences with energy providers. I heard your concerns, and I'm here to provide you a real solution. By switching to a 100% renewable and no-contract energy company. Honestly, I'm so excited for you to join the 22,377 red-blooded Americans who've already used this exact same energy generation method to suppress their electricity bills forever. But that's not all. Get ready to unlock a world of energy independence with an astonishing low investment, just a fraction of what the expensive bills would cost you. The best part? No technical background or special skills are required, and you can build this smart generator in no time, even if you're a beginner. In about 3 minutes from now, I'll give you the instructions for how to set up this generator for less than a cup of coffee a day. You'll receive step-by-step instructions to set up the generator effortlessly. And what's more, the fuel you need to power it can be found all around you. Cotton, polystyrene, cellophane, plastic bottle, leaves, or even sawdust from your backyard. It's that simple. You'll be amazed at how quick and easy it is to assemble this genius design, taking only about 3 hours to complete the entire process. In fact, it's so brilliantly straightforward that even an 8-year-old child could make it on their own. So let's get started. The concept of generator is based on a fundamental principle that we all learned in our childhood, the power of friction. By rubbing two selected materials together, such as comb and hair, we can create a charge that leads to attraction between the two objects. Friction is the force that opposes the motion of a solid object over another. When two surfaces come into contact and move against each other, electrons can be transferred from one surface to another. In this case, the friction caused by rubbing two surfaces can cause electrons to be transferred to the comb, leading to a buildup of electric charge. Then, you can see that paper gets attracted to the comb.
Comb through my hair. Let's see what happens when we put it near the bits of paper. Woohoo!
Pay close attention for the next few minutes, because this message is the most important message you'll ever watch. And by the time you finish watching this brief presentation, you can completely free of charge electricity energy 24/7, 365 without even spending a dime. Are you ready to experience a life-changing transformation? Unplug from the TV, social media, and mobile device and engage in an exhilarating experience that will leave you motivated, encouraged, and changed? Buckle up for a mind-blowing video that will revolutionize your life forever. My name is David Carter. I'm a 46-year-old electrical engineer, and I live in New Orleans with my wife, Kelly, and beautiful daughter, Jessie. And I experienced horrible days in 2005, which led to a groundbreaking solution that revolutionizes the way people access energy, so that no one has to depend on power companies for electricity supply. Electricity is crucial in hospitals because human lives are at stake, medical equipment, life support systems, and the safety of patients all depend on electricity. Unfortunately, in natural disasters such as floods or hurricanes, people who are hospitalized are at the greatest risk, as power outages in hospitals can cause irreparable harm to patients. Now, before further explanation, here's a true story about the absence of electricity companies during a crisis that led us to this insane discovery. Remember Hurricane Katrina in 2005? The smell of death was overpowering the moment a relief worker cracked open one of the hospital chapel's wooden doors. The floodwaters of Hurricane Katrina marooned Memorial Medical Center in uptown New Orleans. The hurricane knocked out power and running water and sent the temperatures inside above 100 degrees. That big tragedy made us rethink our trust to power companies. Wires needed to regain power, but these companies didn't care that so many patients put their lives at risk and they died without power. Dozens of innocent humans lost their lives. Many fathers, mothers, and children went to sleep forever. Patient care became more difficult as the building experienced a power outage. The lab and x-ray machines, dialysis machines, and elevators were unusable due to their importance. The hospital's generator went out of service under several meters of water and medical devices went off. Imagine 5 days without electricity, no fresh air, no access to important medical devices, not even a clean bathroom. An important question. Now, here's the question. Paying exorbitant monthly expenses for energy that does nothing to support us in vital times and leaves us alone in critical emergency situations? Earthquake, flood, storm and frost. Natural and unexpected disasters that can strike at any moment and affect our entire lives and future. The first thing that happens with the occurrence of any of these natural disasters is the interruption of water and electricity power. With a little water reserve, we can withstand a few days, but what about power outage? We lose communication channels without electricity, which is critical for staying connected with loved ones and for work or school purposes. We also rely on electricity to power our security systems, which keep us safe. Additionally, things like lights, heating, and cooling systems, refrigeration, and cooking appliances are based on electricity. Electricity, this valuable energy, leaves you alone on the day that you need it the most. I'm going to show you an amazing simple method that will kick the electric company out of your home for good. Are you ready for it? Stay tuned. It was the summer of 2005 when I was working as an electrical engineer at Memorial Hospital in New Orleans. Although many years have passed since then, I want to share my bitter and distressing experience with you, which ultimately led to my great discovery. I had a close friend named Toby. He would often be seen engrossed in a book, his eyes scanning the pages with rapt attention. He rarely spoke to anyone and seemed more at ease with his own thoughts than in the company of others. A few days before Hurricane Katrina hit in August of 2005, his mother was hospitalized there due to a heart condition and she needed special medical care. Due to the work conditions of my friend, he had to leave her mother alone and entrust her to me. Helen was a strong and kind woman whom I'd known since childhood. She was like a mother to me. I visited her every day, ensuring her health progress, and made sure she didn't feel alone. Almost all the hospital staff, including nurses and doctors, had become friends with Helen, and she'd entertain them with all her sweet tone and the stories she told from the past. The sweet days that no one thought would come to an end were turned into darkness by a destructive storm. The shadow of death and grief was about to engulf the entire hospital. Hurricane Katrina was an unwelcome guest that swept away all hopes and dreams under several meters of water. New Orleans was submerged in less than 5 days, with the death of 1,836 people, displacement of 1 million people, making it one of the most devastating natural disasters in recent U.S. history. In the first few hours, the rain and storm were like a normal shower, which we assumed would soon end, and we would be able to return to our normal lives. The water level kept rising every moment and wiped out the supplies that had been stored at the lower levels of the hospital. In this crucial situation, there was a sudden loss of power, including the emergency power. This was the worst thing that could happen. The power outage plunged the hospital into a state of silence and complete darkness, leaving everyone in a state of confusion and uncertainty. Helen was a high-risk patient due to her connection to medical devices. She was connected to an oxygen device and could not breathe properly without it. Furthermore, the ventilation system had also shut down, and the intense heat and humid air made it difficult for everyone to breathe, particularly heart patients like her. Due to the severe flooding, roads were not accessible, and rescue teams had to come by air or boat to transport patients to hospitals. But the damage was not only limited to Memorial Hospital alone. So, the rescue process was slow, putting patients' lives at risk every minute. Toby had rented a boat and was racing against time to reach the hospital as urgently as possible as Helen's condition continued to deteriorate. However, tragically, an hour before his arrival, we lost Helen forever. At that moment, I didn't know how to break the devastating news to Toby. I was still processing the loss, feeling shattered and heartbroken myself. It was as if I had lost my mother again for the second time, and it weighed heavy on my shoulders. We'd lost a large number of patients, and I returned home with a broken and damaged heart. I breathed a sigh of relief as I saw that my home, outside the city, had not suffered significant damage, apart from a few broken windows and power outages. For some days, we lived in complete darkness and relied on a battery-operated radio to keep up with the news. During this time, my mind remained preoccupied with how electricity companies could be so irresponsible by leaving people alone during difficult and dangerous situations, which could put human lives in danger. After more than a week, finally, the electricity was connected to areas that had not been submerged, including our home. All my thoughts were focused on how we could live without relying on electricity companies and still powering our daily lives. I was sure this incredible world we live in has a solution to this major problem. I was searching for a solution to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. I felt a sense of responsibility in Toby's loss. I'd experienced the crisis of being without electricity, which was tough enough that I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through the same. It's now evident that relying solely on power companies is a huge mistake that can disrupt our lives and cause irreversible damage. I thought of various options, but none of them were 100% dependable and came with a high cost. For instance, utilizing a power generator and solar panels has its advantages and disadvantages, but we cannot rely on either in the long run. Also, wind turbines and DIY devices may not produce enough energy to meet our needs. 15 years had passed since those days, and one day I was discussing about the future of our daughter Jessie with my wife. Jessie wanted to start a business with her friends to earn a living while still in school and be independent, and I strongly supported her. She asked us for financial help, but my wife had some concerns about this, which of course were valid. She was afraid that Jessie would waste all her money. We needed more time to think. I was feeling exhausted and mentally drained, so I decided to take a long drive to clear my mind. Eventually, I stopped at an old bar on the outskirts of town to escape my problems and relax with a drink. Lost in my thoughts, suddenly I heard a very familiar voice echoed in my ears and mind, which caught my attention. With a long beard and hair, he stood next to me at the bar and ordered a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. My mind traveled back to the past, remembering the good old days when my best friend and I used to go to bars and pretend to be wealthy by always ordering martinis, and we always had just enough money to pay for them. My God, is it possible to be the friend who suddenly disappeared 15 years ago after losing his mother at Memorial Hospital, and his phone had been turned off forever? I was always afraid throughout these years that Toby might hold a grudge against me because she was a patient at that hospital. I remember that I blamed myself and thought I was the reason for his disappearance. Someone I spent 5 years searching for him, but to no avail. And now, after 15 years, as I look closer, I realized it was him. "Toby," I said. He turned around and looked into my eyes. "Toby, pardon me?" "David." "Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone I knew. I'm David." As his smile crept up his tired face, I knew that it was him. "Toby." "David? David Carter?" "Yes, that's me. It's David. I've missed you, Toby. It feels like a dream come true for me to see you again. You look so different, my friend." After I informed him that I recognized him by his voice, he appeared indifferent and did not show much of a reaction. Toby asked me the same questions about Jesse over and over during our chat, which was a bit awkward to me, but I answered him with a smile. We talked all night and didn't even realize when morning arrived. In between our conversations, he seemed to have difficulty remembering some of the precise details of our shared past. He told me that he lived in a cabin outside the city, came to town rarely for shopping, and he always invites himself for a drink at this bar. He shared that after his mother's death, he'd suffered and decided to live alone for a while until he felt better by cutting off contact with everyone. Since childhood, Toby was an introverted person who worked in silence and solitude and loved books, learning, and discovering new things. During all these years, he dedicated his life repairing electrical equipment and said he was working on a fascinating invention. Despite feeling sad and upset that he had left me unaware, I was happy for him and saw hope in his eyes. I invited him to my house early in the morning. He initially refused, but eventually accepted with my insistence. We went home, and I saw my wife, who'd fallen asleep on the couch. I took Toby to the guest room to rest. I was so excited to see him that I couldn't sleep. Toby stayed in our house for 2 days, and my wife was overjoyed to see him after so long, welcomed him with open arms, showing love and affection. I went to the barber shop with him, and he turned into my old friend Toby again. Afterwards, we headed over to the pharmacy so he could pick up his necessary medications. After 2 memorable days, he thanked me and my wife for everything and left me with a phone number. But he didn't give me the address of his cabin, which was a bit odd to me. He also saved my number in his phone to stay in touch. And then he pulled out a pen and notebook from his pocket and quickly jotted down my contact information. These actions caused me to feel uneasy. Anyway, I was happy that I didn't have to wait another 15 years to reunite with him, as I had at least one contact number. Despite my eagerness to meet Toby again, I didn't want to appear bothersome. My mind was filled with countless questions as a week had passed since our last encounter. It was the weekend, and I was thinking that after the argument I had with my wife and daughter, I should make them happy and keep the family together. I purchased 3 cinema tickets and let my wife know that I'd planned a special family outing for us to enjoy. With excitement in her voice, she shared the news with our daughter. Everything was set for a delightful family outing. The next day, while we were getting ready to go to the cinema, Toby called me, putting an end to my anticipation. I answered, and immediately he said he had to see me tonight. His voice was so firm that I couldn't say no to him. Although I'd promised my family that I would take them to the cinema and spend the evening together, I took the address. With a lot of embarrassment and apologies, I dropped off at the cinema and drove to the address. What important work could he have with me? What could Toby want from me now? Was he in trouble? I knew that I had an urge to see Toby tonight. It reminds me of a beautiful quote from Paulo Coelho's famous book, The Alchemist, where he wrote, "You will never be able to escape from your heart, so it's better to listen to what it has to say." The address Toby gave me was in the most remote part of the city, a place where I didn't think anyone could live. Even water and electricity were not easily accessible in that area, and I was curious to see where Toby had been living for all these years. After passing through the curvy roads and then taking a side road, I arrived at a small old cabin that was lit up on that dark night. There was a lamp inside and outside the cabin. I was utterly surprised and found myself wondering about the source of his energy. How on earth was he able to live in a place with no basic facilities for as long as 15 years? I approached, and Toby came out of the house upon hearing the sound of my car and gave me his usual smile and waved to me. I accepted the invitation to go inside his cabin and got out of the car. As I entered, I saw that the walls held a various book on technology, geology, and electricity that stretched from the floor to the ceiling. Everywhere I turned was a book, even on the dining table, in the kitchen, and on the couch. I found a place to sit, and Toby approached me with a cup of coffee. Without any preamble, I asked him, "What has happened to you?" "I want to apologize for the sudden request to have you come here," he said, "but I thought that there is a reason in meeting you after 15 years. Today, I drove my car to take care of my daily tasks, and as I walked back home, it became certain that it's the time to tell the important matter to a reliable person before it becomes too late. Why did you come back on foot? Was there any problem with your car or something? What's wrong, Toby? You made me so confused. He said, as you know me, I've been struggling with stress and anxiety and heart issues inherited from my family. Recently, I've discovered that I have Alzheimer's. My memory's gone and I'm facing many challenges, but thanks to you, the memory of our friendship lives on. So, I want to share with you a great project I've been working on before it's too late. Losing the results of working so many years, and I hope you'll support me in bringing it to life. Overwhelmed by this turn of events, I wanted to find the best doctors for Toby and provide him with the best care for his condition. However, my intentions were interrupted when Toby told me to save my words for later. Toby said, all I need from you, in return for what I'm going to share with you, is to look out for me and always be there because you're the only person I have in my life. I'm ready to do anything for you, no matter what, without you telling me that, I said. He said, the thing that I'm going to share with you is about the issue I've been working on for years. It will save lives and prevent the same incident that happened to my mother ever again. I could hear my heart pounding. I knew that Toby was cautious and wouldn't say something unless he was sure of it. Toby led me to his storage room and showed me a printer-sized box with a few wires connected to it. He said, this is the thing that got me off the grid and saves me almost $200 every month without touching it. I couldn't easily believe that such a small box could have such power. How could this be possible? I asked about the device function. He smiled and said to me, all you need are two types of materials rubbing with a fan installed under the box. They electrify by transferring an enormous amount of electrons from one atom to another. He continued, using the oxygen from the fan, which is a good electrical conductor, and with the help of threads that extend along the box, this energy is captured and transmitted outside the box. He handed me the device and said, test it out on your own before sharing it with others. I still remember that day. It was the 25th of July, 2020, when I put the device to test. I was both nervous and excited at the same time. I turned the system on, it lit up the lamp, and then I attached my refrigerator. And it worked flawlessly. After that, I connected all the electrical devices in my home, and it performed the job perfectly. I was truly amazed of how well the system performed. By the end of August, I was waiting for my bill. Instead of the usual amount of around $250, I received a bill for only $19.66. Incredible! Here's the bill. I couldn't believe it. The system worked better than I would have ever expected. With minimal noise, zero maintenance, zero waste, and zero reliance on nature. It felt like a dream come true. And for the next 6 months, I was enjoying my success with significantly lower electricity bills. I owe it all to Toby. And as he said that his goal is to help people not to repeat his bitter experience for others, this is not something that will be limited only for myself and a few close friends. And our goal became clear: to extend a helping hand and make a positive impact on people's lives. So, I considered whether I could replicate his great success. To my disappointment at first sight, the plan seemed like something only possible for a guy with a lot of knowledge about electrical components and systems, but more or less impossible for the average Joe like you and many others. But I don't get discouraged. I reached out to my friend Toby, asking if he'd be interested in helping me make the device more accessible to everyone, so anyone could make it. He gladly agreed. Together, we carefully reviewed the plans, worked to simplify his original generator design, and found ways to break down the instructions so that they were easily understandable by nearly anyone. After only 2 months and an investment of almost $11,000, Toby and I finally got to my place with our little baby. Working together as a team, we've created a quick and easy guide which you can use to make your own generator and slash your electric bill by 80% or more in as little as a month. Once Toby and I had finally come up with a prototype we were happy with, the next step was to test it out and see if it really worked as well as we thought it would. So, I offered the specs to some friends and family and asked them to try it out and let me know if they get the same results. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting what happened next. Every single person who returned had told me that they'd never seen energy bills that low. My brother-in-law told me that after 30 days, his bill was slashed by 50%, while another friend told me he thought the power company made a mistake when a bill for only $23.78 came a month after plugging in this system. He usually gets bills 10 times that value. I knew then that this system was not only revolutionary, but life-changing. And I had to do everything I could to get it in the hands of as many red-blooded Americans as possible. So, I started organizing all my notes and blueprints in an easy-to-follow manner, created a comprehensive list of materials, and then rented some recording equipment to create a step-by-step video guide on how you can build your own system. It won't matter if you live in an area with no power lines or have unreliable service, you'll still get electricity. And so, the Energy Cube system was born. And here's what it can do for you today. You'll be able to save up to 50%, 75%, or more without spending in excess of $20,000 on expensive solar panels. You'll enjoy even greater savings, up to 100% or more, when you discover the simple scaling secret for getting virtually an unrestricted amount of free energy. You'll be able to power various household appliances from laptops and toasters to electricity hogs like refrigerators and AC units. You'll even be able to enjoy electricity in the wilderness without having to worry about paying the electric company $50,000 more to hook you into the grid. You'll have backup plan in case the brown stuff hits the fan and the electric grid goes down. While your friends and neighbors won't be able to power their houses, you will. Oh, and by the way, I'm sure you know that given the way things are right now, the electric grid could just go down about any time. You'll be able to generate as much electricity as you need, whether you decide to produce a mere 20% of your electricity needs to a whopping 120% or more of what you need, depending upon the size of the device. What's even more important? The Energy Cube system can be assembled anywhere, anytime, by anyone, which classified it as the top best device ever. Not like solar panels that are affected by hurricanes, strong winds, or any kind of natural phenomenon. You must simply twist these two materials into the box and not worry about weather conditions for the rest of your life. Unlike classic and outdated generators, this does not smoke, does not make noise, and you'll not have to waste hundreds of dollars on fuel. In fact, you'll have to invest very little in total. With the exception of a simple maintenance check every few months, the Energy Cube system is really a set-and-forget investment, and it will generate electricity endless for you as magic. If you want to cut the cord and free yourself from the electric company, you need to watch the photos and video recordings of the guide to make your own the Energy Cube system. As I said above, the information I'm going to reveal to you is actually so easy that anyone can use it, even if you've never built anything before, like me. So that anyone, no matter what age or skill, can make their own electricity and get off the grid. Here's what you'll find inside this simple step-by-step video guide. How to make your own Energy Cube in as little as 3 hours, with parts you can find at any local electronics store for under $78. According to various studies, this is the simple scaling secret that allows you to generate as much electricity as you need and almost become energy independent. the shocking truths about the vampire loads that are piling up costs on your electric bill and making you shell out more money to the electric company. Plus, the simple way to eliminate them for almost instant savings. A short list of all the simple parts and materials you need to make the Energy Cube generator for about $78 in total costs. And on top of that, you get the complete blueprints, color photos, and step-by-step instructions and video guides to make your own Energy Cube system, even if you have two left thumbs and never assembled anything in your entire life. Remember, we've invested a lot of time and money for perfecting and simplifying the generator, so it's very simple to build, even if you're a beginner. Imagine what it would be like not to pay $100 per electricity for even $300 or more. With the Energy Cube system, you can save up to $3,500 or more by the end of the year. The saved money you can invest to improve your home, or you can leave with your family on vacation, or you can even keep them to stay relaxed and when you retire. The choices are yours. Initially, I wanted to give it for free, but I was afraid that it would have been perceived without value. We should have loaded the product at a much higher price, but we will not do that. So, I decided to make it public to only a few people. Enough for all the people in my town, plus a few more others who are interested in changing their life. Because I made this device available, no wonder many people have tried the Energy Cube system to get a lot of striking results. Jacob Patel from Seattle, Washington exclaims, "Being tech-savvy, I thought I'd seen it all, but the Energy Cube blew me away. It's like harnessing a pocket-sized power plant. My friends couldn't believe I was generating electricity right in my backyard. Kudos to the team behind this innovation." And Bill Sawyer from Baltimore, Maryland says, "Retirement made me more conscious of my expenses. The Energy Cube is my solution to cutting down on utility bills. Setting it up was a breeze, and now I enjoy guilt-free AC during the hot summers. It's a game changer for anyone looking to save big." Here's what 71-year-old Donald Collins from Salem, Oregon says, "I've never built anything in my entire life, yet this was so easy. I assembled it with my grandkids. Now, we get free electricity 24/7. And also Daniel Smith from Atlanta, Georgia shares his excitement. "I love DIY projects, and the Energy Cube system was my latest venture. It's like building your own power paradise. The instructions were crystal clear, and the satisfaction of generating your electricity is unbeatable. It's a must-try for every weekend warrior." And many, many others who've saved thousands of dollars every year because of electricity bills that no longer exist. Due to the Energy Cube system, I wanted to put the price to $99. But after a second thought, I put it to $47. That means less than you pay for electricity in only a month, although you can recover your money invested in less than 30 days. So, look what the deal is. You will immediately receive all the pictures, drawings, video recordings, all the step planes explained step by step, and you'll have access to the list of tools and supplies for only $47. You'll have access to all the PDF and AVI in less than 2 minutes. Obtaining them is very easy. Just click on the orange button, Buy Now, and you'll be directed to our secure order page for only $47. And because we're absolutely sure the Energy Cube system will change your life, especially financially, we're jumping into your help by offering this crazy guarantee. The price doesn't even matter. That's because our ironclad money-back guarantee, which protects you for a full 60 days. It's just this simple. If at any time in the next 60 days you've not instantly saved 50%, 75%, or more by your electricity like I promised, or if you're just not completely satisfied with the Energy Cube system for any reason whatsoever, just let me know, and I will personally issue you a prompt and courteous refund, no questions asked. Get the blueprints today and put them to the test. See how easy it is to make your own electricity with the Energy Cube system. You have 60 days to decide whether this was a good investment or not. And if you're not happy with how much you save on electricity, just write us an email and we will give you all money back, even if you call in 59 days and 23 o'clock. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence or risk my reputation by making some outlandish claims that in 1 month you're going to have 100% saved on energy or more without any effort. But what I am going to promise you is this. If you dedicate yourself and follow the Energy Cube system as I said, you'll enjoy even greater savings, up to 100% or more, and you'll be able to decide how much electricity you produce. And yes, I am so confident that the Energy Cube system will produce amazing results for you that I'm willing to take 100% of the risk just for you to try it for yourself today. The choice is yours. In addition, you will join a group that sends a strong message to electricity companies. Show them that you no longer need them to force you to buy even a kilowatt of their expensive energy, and that you can become energy independent for the rest of your life. Imagine how you'll live your life after just 2 months of using your own power generator. Go ahead and read through the simple guide I've created for you and really put it to the test. I promise that you'll be truly amazed at the results you can actually see in just a matter of days. And again, if the Energy Cube isn't everything I promised, simply let me know, and I'll refund every single penny of your investment into the system, no questions asked, for only $47. The way I see it, you have 3 options now. Do nothing and continue to pay high bills, torture yourself with electricity interruptions, and struggle to survive. Do it yourself, struggle as I struggled, and hire engineers and pay them $11,000. Or take my guide and enjoy the results in a very short time. The choice should be obvious. For less than the price of your monthly electric bill, you can do more than just cut your electric bill by 50 or 75%. You can become energy independent on your own without needing a single watt of expensive electricity. Just imagine how your life will be just 2 months after making the Energy Cube system. Picture this. You're coming home from work and you notice there's a fresh envelope in the mail. It's a bill from the electric company. But as you rip it open, you notice that something's different. This time, the amount is negative. This time, the electric company is actually forced to pay you for electricity, and you're getting small checks of $20, $30, or more every month just from keeping the Energy Cube system on. And month after month, you get the same relaxed feeling that comes with not owing anyone a red cent. You're finally free and independent, no longer trapped inside a legal monopoly that's holding you at gunpoint. The Energy Cube system is about something bigger and more important than money. It's about regaining your freedom and making a stand. So, go on. Here's what you need to do. Click the orange Buy Now button below and claim your energy independence now for only $47. Hey, still there? Still making your decision? As you can imagine, I get a lot of questions about the Energy Cube system, so let me go ahead and answer some of the most frequently asked questions I get about our system, and hopefully I'll answer any questions you may have so you can decide if this is for you. Our first question comes from Lucas. Do I need any technical skills to build the Energy Cube system? That's a great question, Lucas. I hope this answer will make you clear. The short answer to this is no, you don't. The Energy Cube system is the easy-to-follow step-by-step system that can help anyone slash their electric bill up to $75 or more. The course is made up of step-by-step guides that show you how to become energy independent. And each guide is full of pictures and videos, so you not only read exactly what to do, you see exactly what to do as well. It's like having me standing there with you, guiding you every step of the way. And it doesn't matter if you're not technical, because our course is incredibly easy to follow, and it was designed so absolutely anyone can use it, even if you've not done anything before. Our methods also only require simple supplies you probably already have in your home or can get at any local tool store or online. Our second question comes from Oliver. Do your Energy Cube systems really work? That's a great question, Jack. I hope this answer will make you clear. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Virtually every person who have used our Energy Cube system managed to decide how much electricity they produce. Obviously, just getting our system won't make you instantly energy independent. You'll actually have to use the simple step-by-step methods we show you in our guide. But our methods do work, and they're probably a lot simpler than you think. This isn't just talk, because we guarantee our methods work with our 60-day money-back guarantee. So, if for any reason you don't like our program, just send me a quick email, and I'll refund your full purchase price in 48 hours or less, no questions asked. This money-back guarantee is ironclad, good for 60 days. So, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by trying this outright now. Here's another question from Tom. How much do the parts cost? That's a great question, Tom. I hope this answer will make you clear. To build a small-scale Energy Cube system, you'll need about $45 worth of parts that you can get from any electronics store. If you want to scale up and get more electricity, you'll need more expensive parts, but you'll find that you can easily power up an entire home with under $100 in total cost. And Alex asked, how do I get access to the Energy Cube system guides? Do you send someone to my house? That's a great question, Alex. I hope this answer will make you clear. One of the most exciting things about our program is that you can instantly access all of our guides online in just 20 seconds from right now. It's simple, and it works like this. You just have to click the Buy Now button below on this page, then enter your basic information on our secure page. And right after that, you'll be given instant access to the Energy Cube system guides. You can then download everything and access all of the guides on your computer, phone, or tablet. And because you can download everything to any device you want, you can access our whole program whenever you want, even offline. It's all very simple and quick. Just click the orange Buy Now button below this page for only $47. I truly look forward to hearing about your success using my new Energy Cube system.